Yeah.
You know, Chris is a guy that if he hears there's something that can make him 1% better on the field or off the field, he's going to do it.
I'm grateful for the work that we've done. I'm grateful for a lot of the time like that I've spent working on, on my mental strength, and all the things that I had been doing over the course of the last couple of years has really prepared me to handle the adversity that I faced through this.
Once he got the first experience of doing some of the neurophysiology techniques that we use with cheat code, he goes, oh, okay.
Obviously, there's a stigma around mental health, but like, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to be broken to want to better yourself, to better your mental. And that was kind of like the approach when I started working with Dr. Mondo.
So the basis for everything that we do comes down to a neurophysiological principle known as contraction and expansion. We all have moments where we experience contraction in our body, times where our muscles tighten up, times where things become constricted. That's our body going into a protective state. It's a state of survival. In contrast to that, we have moments of expansion, moments where things in our body become loose, our field of vision, instead of shrinking, it expands. Those are moments that we would call flow states. When I'm meeting with Chris, the task becomes very clear. Chris, there are moments that you've gone through in this week that you rather not remember. There was a dropped pass. There was a time where you had an opportunity and you were open, and there was frustration because your quarterback didn't see you. All those moments create contraction. So what we're looking to do for Chris in this moment is break that pattern of contraction so that his body can integrate that memory to help release that contraction. So Chris, I want you to think of the moment where the ball came your way. You saw it, but for whatever reason, you dropped it. Feel what it feels like to even think about that. Now, he's listening to music in this setup. The music is bilateral. So what that means is it pans from one ear to the other in an unrecognizable pattern. What that's doing is it's triggering waking REM state, essentially. When we go into deep sleep, we go into a state of REM. Our brain gets an opportunity to start resolving the unresolved. So you go back to that moment with Chris, contraction in the body. I feel it in my shoulders. I feel it in my stomach. Okay, the feeling's getting more intense. Okay, Chris, let's just trust your brain knows what to do. Let's put it in a situation where it can heal itself by simply leaning in to the contraction. The way to it is through it. So we'd let as much of that resolve as possible, but we would also spend some time with him on expansion. Okay, Chris, now I want you to think of a time where you were so locked in and trusting yourself, where you felt unstoppable. Feel that in your body. Notice how that feels. What we're doing in those moments is we're inviting Chris to think of a room in his brain where his best performances lie. And the more time he spends in the room, the more his brain will become programmed on how to get back there and how to sustain periods of getting back there.
Deep drop here, Brady.